The good, the bad,
and the woo-woo. Okay, Justin, I just read a question on Twitter, and it said, can AI develop a spirit or a soul? And then I just answered,
unanswerable.
not without DNA.
No, it's unanswerable.
Well, I know you, because you, so let's assume the soul and spirit is real.
You can't. There's no science to say what it is.
But just assume,
Okay,
just for this
assume that it, okay, but it's just a word. What is it? What? There's no physical thing.
It's your essence, your
That's
energy,
your brain.
your beingness.
That's your brain.
Even if you don't
Your
only
energy
believe in this body.
You're using all these words that already mean things in science. You can't apply magic to science and then say explain.
But I'm saying inanimate objects like robots don't have DNA. And DNA is to develop.
I know what you're going to say. I've already heard it.
To instruct.
Everything you're going to say, every explanation is going to use scientific terms that you can't then apply to something that doesn't exist, like energy. That is a thing that has math and laws of physics and rules.
Energy is real, yes.
So saying it's energy, no, it's not.
And energy cannot be created or destroyed.
Exactly. We know exactly how much energy
but
is in
there
the body.
is energy.
No, there's no energy missing in the body. If you had a soul and it was made of energy, we would know it already. We would have proved it. They can calculate exactly how much energy is in your entire body.
But it's not energy with the weight, it's consciousness.
No, all energy is measurable every single time. If a soul has energy, we'd measure it. We'd know. You could literally...
So you're saying they've measured live bodies and dead bodies, and there's...
No, they can...
Or what are you saying?
Energy is temperature, just like pressure is temperature. Heat is energy. Like, they can scan your whole body, and if you...
There's no energy in the cold?
There's no extra energy. All the energy amount in your body is explained exactly by how many cells you have, what your temperature is, your organs. Like, there's no extra. Just like how we can look at a star.
What about the energy of the universe itself?
Yeah, we measure that too. That's what I'm saying. That's how we know a human body doesn't have extra energy. We can look at our sun. We know exactly how much mass it has. We can calculate exactly how much
So
it's
technically it's all one encompassing soul.
A human body can be explained, everything in it. So there's no gap for there to be a soul full of energy.
So things, even though everything is living, some things have DNA and some
don't. Only living things have DNA.
Yeah, living.
Only some living
do
things
trees have DNA?
Yeah. Every single thing on Earth has DNA.
Because
we're all descended from the same thing. Every living thing. Rocks not alive.
Well, I see everything as living as some form of energy, because everything...
No, that's a misrepresentation of the definition of life. Energy has nothing to do with the definition of life. Life is a chemical process. Death is the end of that chemical process.
Which is actually in argument as far as federal levels from country to country, what they consider to be alive or
well, it's because other countries use
like
religion.
viruses. What you could consider a
viruses are the shaky spot. They're extremely complex.
Some say they are alive because they beat up on other organisms, and some say no. It's
viruses are weird. They seem like random bits of DNA code that are doing their own thing. They're not a full, complete thing, but they're really shaky. It's hard to explain. But other than that,
they're kind of like on the fucking fence.
Life is the chemical process of metabolizing energy to use it to reproduce.
That's a big sentence. That's a big, juicy sentence. So the universe is a chemical process?
No.
What? Okay.
Some pieces of it, yes.
Okay.
But not all of it.
Then what kind of process
is it? The universe
has
chemical processes in it. The universe does not metabolize energy to reproduce itself. It is not life. All life can interact on its own will against physics. Nothing in the universe will do that. Everything in the universe, you can literally... So, there's this thing called Laplace's demon. Basically, it's to explain a bunch of scientific concepts, but that doesn't matter. It's the concept of picture a demon that knows every bit of possible information about absolutely everything. Every atom, every movement, every gust of wind, they know everything. That demon could calculate everything in the entire universe, where every planet's going to go, it'll know all of that. It will not know what a human's going to do. You are a conscious life.
Sounds like work technology.
If you were not alive, you would stay in here forever until, say, wind blows you over. That's a not living.
So
a living
planets
being
are not...
can choose to go against the wind. You can choose to resist physics. You can
planets are predictable.
They take no conscious action. They take no self-action.
They're just floating around like
they are a ball rolling down a hill. That is it. A feather floating in the wind.
A tree
takes
is not
conscious action.
self-conscious.
No, a tree grows upwards. We don't know how level conscious trees are. They
So
sense
that's
pain.
considered
Plants feel
conscious
pain.
action.
Yes. It is nothing natural makes a tree grow. The tree itself is doing that. It is ripping
Well,
through
then
the
in
earth.
my mind, then trees have spirits.
Well, yeah, that's fine. It doesn't matter.
But
I'm just saying, as
could
far as
an
life
AI,
goes, yeah, there
AI
is a
fit
definition.
that definition of a tree can do this, a human can do
an
that?
AI fit the definition of life? No. Can an AI fit part of it? Yes. An AI can do things against the natural process. An AI will not just, and a robot will not just stand here and do nothing until acted upon.
But
It
isn't
will
that
choose
because
to
it's
do things.
programmed with randomness?
What we have now, yes.
It's all programmed
True
by
AI,
a
the idea of
human.
a smart AI is one that can learn and think from itself outside of its initial programming.
Now, like
That
a
doesn't
human
exist.
clone would be
That's what we're
different.
trying.
Could a human
is just a
clone,
human. A
if
human
you
clone is the
clone-
exact same as a twin.
like if Joe Biden was a
Yes,
clone,
it's a twin. It's a human.
but
It's
how
the
does
exact same
it?
as him having a twin.
Does the
There's
soul
nothing different.
transfer? Does it? I
That's-
mean,
I can't
when they
answer.
clone
There's no
somebody,
soul.
what happens to the other body? Is it still alive, or did they wait until it
No, a
dies?
clone is
They have
exactly like a
backups
twin.
already?
You grow it from other.
I mean, they can make them, right?
yes, you grow it from cells, just
Yeah,
like a
they
twin.
will.
Well,
it's
then does-
exactly the same as a
Is
twin.
it like Avatar, where their spirit
no,
hops
none
over?
of that. No, it's exactly the same as a twin. Identically. There's no difference between a twin and a clone.
Same soul.
An identical twin and a clone are the exact
So
same
then
thing.
that tells me that that attaches it to DNA.
Well, no, it can't be that there's one soul because then
Because
twin
the
brothers
clone
and
has the
sisters
same
wouldn't have
DNA,
souls.
right? Nothing on
Yes.
Earth has the same DNA, but a
Identical
clone,
twins do. Yes.
identical twins born naturally.
Yes. It's literally one
Interesting.
fertilized cell. For whatever reason, the fertilized egg gets accidentally in the beginning process split. It can be just a miscorrection in some of the DNA reproducing that makes that little line. It can be a physical thing. Doctors can do it on purpose. If women want to have a twin, they can force it with it's like a 60%
Well,
chance.
if you do
They
in
put this
vitro
little-
fertilization, there's
No.
likeliness of twins too.
No, they can force it by literally making the cell split. They cut like a
my.
little teeny partial.
I'd be
thing in the
thinking they'd be
middle.
cutting an ear off or something. You
No,
know,
it's
don't
just
mess
a
with
cell.
that.
It's just a
Oh,
fertilized cell at that point. If the one that's supposed to become a baby,
so if they make a
gets
dent
split into
or
exactly.
something,
If
it's
you
not
just-
gonna
yeah.
have a dented
So,
head.
Take this as a perfect cell. If you just, it's just a cell. It's a blob of fertilized egg. If you do the middle, not
Slice
cut
it.
it, not fully cut, but just even dent it a little to get it to where it's going to try to separate, it can make a twin. That's all a twin is. The original fertilized single cell accidentally splits into two some point early, super early in the growth process, and then you got two separate fetuses that day.
You got the-
But I
They have
have
identical
I also
copies
have
of the
this
same
theory.
DNA.
Nothing in the universe can be exactly the same, or it would not exist. Like the
It
cat
can't.
in the box
That's
thing.
not true.
Because let
No,
me
no.
say,
All of science
wait,
proves that wrong. Every
wait.
atom is identical.
Okay, let me show my example.
You're wrong. Every
I
atom
know.
is
Okay, you
identical.
can tell me why after I release this.
It was pointless.
The example of the
I
twins,
agree.
they do not ever have the same perspective. Like one will sit on the
Perspective
left
is not
side of the
science.
car, one will sit on the
Perspective
right
is
side.
subjective.
They'll have
That's
different
not
thoughts.
anything.
Oh, what pretty trees. Oh, what ugly
Perspective is
bushes.
not
That's just
measurable.
subjective. Perspective
have
is not
different
reality.
feelings.
Perspective and feelings are nothing. That's not reality. Your perspective is not fact. What if you have schizophrenia? Your perspective includes seeing and hearing things that
Well,
don't exist.
perspective is
Perspective is
expansive,
nothing.
though. You can access different
No, you
dimensions
can't.
of.
You're
It's just
saying
a
it's
thought
not.
process.
Yeah, it's just
Nothing
chemicals in your
more.
brain. That's it. And signals going. Your
Thoughts
perspective.
are annoying.
Your perspective is as real as a video game.
They are like a machine, like these random thoughts, blah 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 blah, through your head, back
That's
and
all
forth,
they
and
are.
over and over.
Yeah.
It's just electric signals.
And to
Yeah.
shut off
That's all it
thinking
is.
is very hard to do.
Oh yeah, I had that problem big time.
Yeah, that's
That's
what
very-
meditation is.
Yeah, I
Literally
know.
what meditation
That's
is.
what pot is.
Kind of.
For me, it helps.
It's not the same. It's
And
not the
alcohol.
same as meditation.
I like
Meditation
them both.
literally teaches you the actual control.
Yeah,
of
I've
your brain.
done different little
Yeah.
kinds of that too.
But yeah, no, all atoms are completely identical. A hydrogen atom on your skin is identical to one in the core of the sun, is identical to one in a black
What was
hole.
that guy's name I was watching
Reminds me of
yesterday?
blonde joke I heard.
He's
the other day.
84 years old and he's now like basically a spiritual teacher, but he wanted to learn, he wanted to know how to paint, so he downloaded art and he sells 5-figure paintings. And then he wanted to do something else. He downloaded and he was
Okay,
that.
but
Oh, a
he's just
photographer. And there was others. No, he
He's-
showed all
okay.
his works.
Yeah, not
He's
his.
not
I'm talking about
lying.
he's lying about the downloading. He
That's what
learned
it's
how to do
like.
it.
That's what I
Okay,
call
but
it
it's not
because
what
that's
he's
what
doing.
it's like.
He's telling you he's doing
It's
that.
like
and-
connecting
okay,
to
let me
a
finish.
higher self.
But that's not a thing. He's telling you
Ah!
he's doing that, and then he's going and
Oh, that's the
researching
thing.
art.
I'm
He's
sorry, that's the
researching
thing.
photography.
No,
That's
no, no, no,
Yes,
no,
you
no.
are not watching him 24/7. You cannot say he doesn't
And
lie.
in 2 years, he's selling 5-figure babies.
Okay, then he can prove it and be a multimillionaire
with his own
And
unique
he's never done it.
style.
Then why doesn't he prove it on camera?
I
And
think
change
he
the
is
world.
rich. He
Okay, but why doesn't he change the
he
world?
does free YouTube
No,
seminars.
not
and-
YouTube. Go in a lab and prove for a fact you can download knowledge you did not have and use it. He would
Yeah.
change the entire world.
But no scientists are asking
yes,
him to
they
do
do.
that.
All of the time.
Really?
Those guys turn it down every single time.
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
Shit. I
exactly.
want to prove it.
They've all been proven wrong.
But I'm sorry.
That's been a
there's
thing
just
forever,
some
Mom.
things that I
Every
believe
single
because I've
major-
experienced
okay.
myself.
Every single top psychic, ESP person, remote viewer, all of them.
The
have
Randy
been
James
requested
challenge.
And multiple. They
Yeah.
all turn it down because they know they're lying. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Well, from the other side,
any human
I've
could do
heard
any of
that
that,
they
they
make
could
the
prove it in an
protocols.
instant.
The protocols they make them so ridiculous that you
They're not.
can't.
They're not ridiculous at all. They're
That it
completely
feels
scientific
like-
and reasonable. It's ridiculous because they can't cheat. That's why they call it ridiculous because
Ah.
they're mad. If any human could do any of that shit, they could change the Earth in a day by proving it. And all scientists are down for that. Scientists
Yeah,
are
but
not
see, what if you're somebody like
anti-anything.
me,
A
a
scientist's goal
nobody?
is to be proven wrong.
How does a nobody find a somebody in order to do that? That ain't
because
easy
you'd
to
be able to prove
do.
it yourself first
I mean,
on
you'd
YouTube
have to, like,
videos
become
without being a liar.
Viral.
And then
It
they would
had to be
ask you.
something.
It would go viral.
A psychic
couldn't
with
keep that as a
solid
secret.
proof.
Yeah,
Nobody
you can't
could.
keep that as a secret. They're
But
all liars.
who says Randy
That's
James?
why they never show
Who
all
says
that
Randy
shit.
James test is the ultimate?
It's not. There's tons of ways to do the test.
Said.
But you have objective rules that using logic and math will prove said thing. Every test he has set up is legit. They would have proved the
Okay,
thing they
so
said.
you know I can't sing. I suck.
Yeah.
So if I like purposely tried to download, I don't know that I've purposely tried to
the
download
ability to
anything.
sing.
It's all just
Yeah,
came
that
to
would
me.
be one thing that could help, yeah.
I mean, because the painting, you know, I started
have-
But
doing
you
that
can't
out
use
of the
singing
blue.
because you can fake singing. It has
You
to be
can.
something you can't
Tell me
do.
how, because I
like
can't
speak
sing
a
a note.
language you've never learned.
You
Do
put
math
lip
you
sync
have
to
no
some
idea how
words
to
and
do.
dub in.
Things
Yeah,
like
but
that.
then people will say, "Oh, well, she could have looked it up."
No, you do it
She
faster
could have
than you could have
studied it.
possibly done it. No one can become fluent in a language in 5 days
So
or
just
a week. It's impossible.
Go into meditation,
exactly.
and then start speaking
Be able to be fluent
Thai
in French.
or whatever.
Exactly. Or a dead language. That would be 100%
Oh
proof.
yeah, like
If you could-
Proto-Turkic.
or even Latin, which
Ancient-
is insanely difficult.
Ancient Turkish
Chinese
goes way back.
takes for a non-native between 5 to 12 years to learn. It's
But
one of the
I
hardest
kind
languages on the
of did a
planet.
piece of that.
It's
Like
not a
I
piece.
said,
it has
well,
to be the entire thing.
let me finish.
That's the whole thing.
Proto-Turkic, okay. I came, you know, my story. I wrote that book, and then I came across Tangri Puzzle, and I came in on page 23, and I'm like, oh, this looks, you know, challenging, interesting. So I start trying to solve the puzzle. All they did was show, it looked like a crossword with just a bunch of
You gotta
letters.
get to the language.
And none of them
It'll take
made
forever to get there. Just get to
spelled
the end,
words.
whatever the puzzle is.
And there was Z's and K's, and we're
Solving
okay.
a puzzle doesn't
Anyway,
mean you downloaded a language.
it said solve page 23. So I'm like,
You solved a puzzle. Okay.
it's got to
that?
be words, and
Okay.
the words looked foreign. When I started looking at it like individual words, like a crossword puzzle, and I started looking some of them up, and they were this old Turkish. But the hard part was that there's no periods, no spaces, and some of these words, the 3-letter word and the 5-letter word, completely different meanings. If you
Yeah.
split it into 2 letters and 1 letter, completely different meaning.
Yeah.
And I came up with this translation that really
Okay, but you already proved
it
yourself wrong.
it
No, hold
took
on, hold on. You're
intuition.
Stop. You're
Let-
saying this is a story to prove you downloaded.
And the
You
words came out like how they would
Stop.
speak.
You admitted you researched online. You didn't download shit.
I looked up
So it's
ancient
over.
Turkish
That
words.
experiment's done. You can't look up anything. You can't look up parts.
Not to mention
That
the fact-
activates old shit you
But
forgot.
what about
You
how
already
to
just proved your
find
whole
the
story.
periods and spaces
No, you can't
and
look up any of that.
finding
Time out,
them?
time
You
out.
are
message?
downloading the language from the universe. You can't use the internet at all. You can't
No,
read a book.
because you can't not trust the internet for accurate
But
information.
you're saying
Yeah,
that
that's
would
fine, but you
that
can't.
would
Well,
be
you know
your
how to dig, you can't.
you're saying
But-
that would be your proof, but to
No,
me
that's science. That is science. It's objective. If you want to prove something, you can set a set of rules and things to prove it for sure. You can't just say my facts versus your facts. No, facts
Well,
are facts.
I've never
That's it.
tried that. Like,
Yeah. That's why science is hard.
I'm just gonna download music today.
To prove one little thing,
I'll
you
play
have
the
to,
violin. Here we go.
That's why science is hard. To set up an experiment, you can't. Everyone thinks, oh, it'd be easy to prove, say, fire is hot. I just touch it and go, ow. No, that is not it.
Well, I think that
To
it'd all
prove
be too
something-
easy,
No,
and that we
that's
like
what
a
I'm- Exactly, you're
challenge.
wrong that it's easy. No, to prove fire is hot, you need an experiment with like 10 controlled variables and 30 different rules and things.
Oh,
to
my
prove it.
Lord.
You can't. Like, that's the thing that people don't understand.
Freezing
Scientific
cold
method.
can be hot and burn.
You can't just go, this
Yeah.
is proof of this. Like, that's not how it works.
Freezing cold can be hot and burn.
Exactly. You can
Like
touch something
propane?
that's cold and
Dry
burn
ice.
yourself. Yeah.
Dry ice,
So exactly.
propane,
Okay. A
liquid
non-scientific person would go, I touch this, I feel that it's this amount hot, I'm proving it. No. Human bodies don't even sense temperature. When you touch something, you don't feel, oh, I feel that this is 120. I feel this is 180. I feel this is -2. You
It's a
have no
signal
sense
to your
for
brain that says no, pain.
No, the only thing you feel is heat entering or leaving your body. You feel your own temperature. You actually
Okay.
cannot feel an object. And there's tons of humans that would make false experiments because they don't know what they're doing. Like, for example, you get out of a hot shower. Why do your tiles feel ice cold even though they're exactly room temperature? It's because the material they're made of is extremely thermodynamically conducive, so it steals the heat out of your feet.
Oh,
way
that
faster
sounds pretty.
than
Thermodynamically conclusive. Or is that
Conducive.
inducive?
Conducive.
Conducive.
Thermodynamically
Conduction. You know what conduction
conducive.
is?
Okay,
Like
you're over my head. You
Talking
need
about
to
learning a whole second
slow
language.
Well, that's what
down.
I'm saying. Yeah, you can't. A lot of these concepts you can't explain without the real terms. But you know what conduction is? Like electricity. A metal thing is way more conductive than plastic.
Yeah, but I have to slow down a little to think about
Yeah, no, that's-
technical things like
Oh
that.
yeah, no, that's where I was too. When I used to listen to lectures. from
And now you're
professors
spewing
and
out
shit,
these words
and it was
like,
like a 3-hour lecture. It would take me 9 hours. I'd have to pause and learn this words so I can learn that word so I can
Yeah!
understand this
Okay,
sentence.
that's
So
what
you
I'm
know
doing
what
right
it
now.
is.
This paragraph, I have to learn this whole.
Then
fucking
you've
book.
got 20 tabs open.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
get
Yeah,
it.
I used to
I
do that
get
all the
it.
time. Yeah, that's why I own
But
all
there's
those
a
books and shit.
fun and a challenge
Oh,
to
yeah.
it because
Well,
they're the surprises, the
it's-
answers.
Well, that, and if you want to know like 99.99% about something that it is for sure true, you have to do that. Like Bob said, you can't just trust
Go
the
to
internet.
Snopes.
You can't even open like one Harvard paper and go, oh, this is all fact. No, you have to read the summary of all the papers.
There's
All
contradictories
these other colleges
to
just make sure they came up
everything.
with the same
To be
conclusion.
able to-
Everything is contradicted.
Yes, to be
So
able to
then
know, not
nothing.
everything. No.
Oh, not
All
like
scientific
physics.
theories, yeah. Those
Okay,
are all,
okay.
That's how science works. If you can prove with even one piece of evidence is wrong, they throw the whole thing out. Like
So
that's-
it's science versus theory.
Science's job is to prove things wrong. Like that is your goal. Like everyone thinks they think of it as the opposite way around. I want this conclusion to be true. Let me gather all evidence I can to support it. It is the opposite. They figure out what their
They're
theory
critics.
is, and they attempt every way they can
They try
to
to prove it
disprove
wrong.
their own
Yes.
theory.
Whether it's ghosts or
And if every
heat
single thing
or
you try cannot prove your own theory wrong, that's when you send it to a publisher. And then they try. And if they can't prove it all wrong, they publish it in a scientific journal, and then the entire field tries to prove it wrong. And if after, say, 50 years, no one has ever been able to prove a single piece of it wrong, that's when you get a theory, like theory of gravity, or theories of thermodynamics and stuff. The reason things are theories in science is because there is not a single scrap of evidence that proves them wrong. It's like when you hear people talk about evolution and, oh, what about the missing link? Or what about these people? No, there's none. If anyone comes out with a piece that shows evolution is not correct, they will win a Nobel Prize, guaranteed. Like, there's people looking for it all the time. Now, smaller subsets in theories, like about specific things, 100% can be wrong all the time, yes. But like overall, like gravity, it's 100% a fact, obviously. No matter where you are, you fall on Earth, there's gravity, negative 9.8 meters per second squared. And the closer you are to the core, and like it's math, it applies everywhere in the whole universe.
You sure that's the proper number?
Yes.
9.8?
On the
I could have
surface.
swore it was 9.7.
Well, it is if you're a little higher up. I don't know why I remember that shit from
Yeah,
high
I'm the
school.
same way.
It's completely pointless. I've never used it.
My last fucking group leader used to swear to me, he was like, you are the most biggest pile of worthless information I've ever
I
known
hate
in my
my
life.
memory.
I'm like, I don't know why I know the shit. I don't know why I'm encouraged to learn a lot of shit.
Yeah, I have a lot of curiosity, but I just don't know why my memory sticks certain things and not others.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what the street name for a job was
I was
yesterday.
talking to my supervisor
But
the other day at
I
work,
can,
and I
yeah,
couldn't remember the
remember
name of
useless
Phoenix
shit.
because I was like, I finally got my frickin' transmission
Oh,
linkage
yeah.
fixed, but I'm
Gonna go
start
down
going
there,
on
yeah.
Fridays and hanging out at that bar I used to go to every Friday in Mishawaka. I couldn't even
exactly.
fucking think of it.
Yeah.
The
But
dumbest
meanwhile,
fucking things.
facts about like a plane or something, you'll be able to
Yeah.
dig up some ridiculous thing you have
And
no
how
reason
long
to
it
know.
took fucking the last fucking Elon Musk spaceship takeoff
Yeah.
to get up into orbit.
Yeah, my memory's the same way. I don't know why. I can hear a song from a Sega Genesis game, Streets of Rage, and tell you what stage it's from. I haven't played that game since I was like 13.
Brain works so funky
Yeah.
different ways.
It's frustrating. I wish I could aim it.
Yeah.
It would make work so
Focus it
much easier if I
Yeah.
could just memorize everything, you know? Like,
towards one thing or one group of things or
Yeah.
something.
yeah, it's annoying. But yeah, Mom, so it'd have to be, something like that. No research on the internet whatsoever, and then showing that you can do or know something you didn't know before. Like math you don't know, like calculus, for example, something like that. Or, language or...
Extended math.
Singing wouldn't work for someone to try to prove it because they can just fake it. They can just sing bad on purpose and then sing better. So that one wouldn't really work. It's
Yeah,
like
but well, what if
conclusive
people know they
experiment.
sing bad? I mean, or you have
Well,
recording
no, there
recordings.
are
of it.
rules about singing, about what you're supposed to do. Singing on beat with the song, about
On
holding the
key.
right octave. Yeah, there's all kinds of like singing. Yes, it's an art, and enjoying it is subjective. But how to sing is a factual thing that is taught.
You can be the best singer in the world but have the worst voice and ain't nobody
Yeah,
gonna enjoy
exactly.
it.
You can have a horrible voice, but actually sing correctly and perfectly, or vice versa. You can have a great voice and be a terrible singer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot of pop stars, honestly. The
But-
vast majority of pop music nowadays, they are technically horrible singers.
There's like
They're just a decent voice and they're
exceptions
attractive.
to both cases too.
Yeah.
Like Madonna. If you hear her speaking voice,
Oh,
such
God.
a strong like Brooklyn, Jersey fucking
Yeah.
and I hate those.
Yeah.
But you hear her sing and she's fucking phenomenal.
But yeah, that's why most pop music is auto-tuned now. They can't hold a fucking tune. They hit the wrong octaves and shit, and auto-tune fixes it. But yes, it's singing you have complete physical control over. Like, it wouldn't be accepted as proof. It'd have to be something else.